Okay, so let us start writing mathematics. So in order to write math, you can use this use package AMS Math. This package gives you full functionality and a lot of environments. You can also write math without any package, but that will be limited. So we will be using this package so that we can get full features. So first of all, how to write inline in text. So this is a text, and we have to write this fraction a equals 1 divided by b plus c within the text. So this is called inline mode. This example and the third one, these two are inline modes, and then in the middle we have a more prominent display of the formula, which is called display style mode. So how to write inline? In order to write mathematics inline, we have to use two dollar signs, and all math statements will be within these two dollar signs. So this statement says a equals, and then a fraction starts. So we write fraction by using a command \frac for fraction, and then two pair of curly brackets. In the first pair, we put the numerator, which is 1 in this case, and in the second pair of curly brackets, we put the denominator, which is capital B plus capital C. So this is our statement. And now if I compile this program, as you can see here that this is the equation, and this is perfectly aligned with the rest of the text with no change in the line spacing. So this capability of Latex is fantastic. No other word processor gives you such a ease and such a perfect alignment and everything. And now we write this display style formula. And for display style formula, we still have to use the dollar sign, $2 sign, and within these $2 sign, we have to write a pair of curly bracket in which we have to put display style command. So \, display style, and then we can copy paste the same fraction without the dollar sign because we have already put the dollar sign there. Copy and paste. And now if I compile this, now it will give you the display style result, which is a little bit more prominent, but now the line spacing has been changed. So both of these styles are inline styles, whether it's a normal inline or it's a display style. What if I put a double dollar sign here? So see what happens if I put a double dollar here, and now recompile this program. So now as you can see that this is on a separate line. If I put double dollar, this will become on a separate line. Let's learn how to put this square root and how to put a square plus b square. So it's an inline statement, so dollar sign, and within the dollar sign, now if you are using WinEdit, you have this sum sign here. If you click on this sum sign, you will get this access to a lot of mathematical commands, and from these commands you can, for example, this is the square root. So if you click on this, within this dollar sign, you will get the square root statement here. Now this square root has been taken care of. Now you have to write within these curly brackets a square plus b square. So how we write square or any power? We put the symbol first, and then we put this hat sign. This hat sign denotes the power, and then 2. So this means a square. Then a plus sign, and then b hat 2. So this will produce this result. So if I compile this now you can see that this is perfectly aligned square root a square plus b square. So you can imagine that if you are writing this equation in any other word processor, so you may be clicking a lot to make this align with this text, and you will never get this result. So LaTeX really shines when it comes to writing mathematics. Now we go further down and we have these fractions. So these fractions, hopefully now you can write these fractions, but I'll just write down again here. And now we will write this statement. So in order to write this statement, because we are writing this statement on a separate space on a page, so we have to start math environment again. So the one way is to this double dollar sign or dollar sign, but there is another way to do that, and which is backslash square bracket and then backslash closing square bracket. So pair of these two gives you the math environment within these. So anything written within these will be treated as mathematics. So we will be doing this because it's the simplest way to write math. And now 4 divided by 5, so it's a fraction. So backslash fraction, 2 pair of brackets, 4 divided by 5, and then plus again a fraction, 2 pair of brackets, 7 divided by 13 plus now 3, and then a fraction, 1 divided by 65. So this is math equation. So now you can also write this equation by starting equation environment, but we will be discussing those environment later. And now if I compile this, now we get this. Now coming to the next, how to write these statements in math. So what I'll do, I'll just delete this because you will get all this in one program. When I made this document, I have written all this, and you will get that with the content of this course. So for now we will be doing all of these one by one so that you can more focus on one formula at a time. But you will get this all in one program in course material, so don't worry about that. So the next one is 2x is very simple. No need to just 2x and then x is square, x under script 2. So for example, if there's a linear equation in x1 and x2, so you have to write this. So for subscript, we have to use underscore. So underscore and 2. So this is basically just like x2. Then for x square, I already mentioned that x raised to the power 2 means x had 2. And then when both are together, then we have to write x, and you can write underscore 2 and then hat 2. So if there is only one, for example, the power is the 1 digit and subscript is 1 digit, then you can write straight away like this. And first I will show you this. As you can see that this is x subscript 2, then x raised to the power 2, and then both. And now if you want to write, for example, x subscript 12, so then what you do, you have to put this in curly brackets, and similarly the power you have to put in curly brackets. When there are 2 digits, then you have to put this curly bracket. If I compile now, it will be okay. Now as you can see that x subscript 12 raised to the power 12. Coming to our formulas, so the next is summation from I is equal to 1 to n xi squared. So this we have already learned. So how to put this together. And now for this summation I is equal to 1 to n. So backslash sum is the symbol for this summation sign. And then this I is equal to 1. So this is at the subscript level. So what we do, we say underscore, and because there are more than one items here, so we have to put pair of curly brackets. In the curly bracket we say I equals 1. And now this n is acting just like a superscript or power. So then we have to put a hat, and then inside the hat whatever the written is here is n, so we just write n. So this is this part. Now x under xi raised to the power 2, so this will become besides this. So x underscore I and hat 2. So this is how we will write this. So if you want some space between these two, for example this formula and this formula you want side by side, so the way we put space in mathematics is there are 2 or 3 spaces available. So one space is achieved QUAD. So this will insert a space. So this space is equal to 3m, I think 3m Latex units, and we have a separate video for Latex units, you can watch that. So now if I compile this, so you can see that we have the first formula, and now after a space we can write the second formula, And the second formula is the product formula. So it's backslash prod, P-R-O-D, and then again same underscore inside the bracket, curly brackets, I equals 1, and then a hat sign, and inside the curly brackets we have n. And then we can just copy paste this X part from here because it is same, so no need to waste time. And if I compile it now, so we have these two formulas here. And if you see that the space is not enough, so you can use another space command, which is instead of QUAD you put QQ, double Q, and now the space will be increased a little bit. Now as you can see, the space has increased a little bit. So in this way you can write this formula. Now coming to the next, now we have two subscripts here. So I just delete this again. And now in order to write this double multi-line subscripts, we have to use another command which is called substack, because now we have two lines in the subscript. So the command is called substack, which will be under this sum sign. So we start like this, sum, and in sum then we have to put underscore. So underscore means that this whole two lines will be under this summation sign, and then we start this curly bracket, and in this curly bracket we start substack, S-U-B-S-T-A-C-K, substack, because these are two lines. Now substack when started, then we have to put a pair of curly brackets again, in which we will be writing these two lines. 0 is less than I is less than M, and on the next line 0 is less than J is less than N. So for the first line we start writing the first line and 0, and for less than equal, if you hover over this sign you will see the command. Either you can click on this, or if you are not using WinEdit, this is available on all editors, TechMaker, Tech Studio, whatever you are using. But if not, so you can use backslash LEQ, less than equal. So backslash LEQ, and then we have I, and then again I, and then again backslash LEQ, and then we have M. So this is our first line of the substack. So you see the substack command is in this curly brackets. So this is the first line of that, and now because there is a line ends, so we have to put double backslash so that the next line starts. You can actually go down because Latex ignores all these blank spaces, and then you can write this 0 less than J, 0. And for less than, if you hover on this, you will see that there is no command. It's this symbol you have to use. So on your keyboard, you just press less than, and then J, and less than N. So now both of your lines have been completed. The first line here, and then this double backslash means enter the line. So this line entered here, and this whole is underscore. Sum underscore means under the sum. So this part is complete. Now for this superscript you have to use the hat sign. So hat sign, and then because there are two values, so we will use curly braces here, and we will type M comma N. So now this part is complete. Now there is X beside this, so we can type capital X, and then in bracket we can type I comma J. So now if I compile this, hopefully it will be perfect. And as you can see that this formula. So now for two lines you use substack. Now the next formula we have is the limit formula. So again in this formula, I'll just first delete this formula. So again in this formula we have a limit which is backslash LIM, and then X, and then X and this arrow and A. This is in the subscript. So subscript means underscore. And then for this arrow we have a command backslash 2, X 2a, just like read it like this. And then we have a fraction, and in the numerator and then in the denominator we can type just this here. So very simple. So for limit \limit and then underscore, because x tends toward a is in the subscript, then we can put this curly brackets, and inside this curly brackets we can say x, and for this arrow we can say \2 space a. So this is x goes to a, and then we can close the curly bracket, and then there is a fraction, and \fraction is for fraction, and fraction has two parts, one pair of curly bracket for the numerator, this one. So in the numerator we type fx minus f of a. This is our numerator parenthesis curly brackets, and this is for the denominator where we type x minus a. And now compile this, and as you can see that limit x to a, fx minus fa, perfectly aligned and balanced inside the center. Next formula is integral 0 to pi/2 sin x dx equals 2. For integral sign we can have \i and t, and in one of another video I have shown you how to use various type of integrals using a package. So you can watch that video in table section. So there is a video where I explained if you want to use different varieties of integral, so you can use from there as well. For simplest type of integral you can just use \i and t, and then now this 0 is at the bottom, so it means this is just like underscore. So we say underscore and then we put 0. There is only one number, so we don't have to put any curly brackets. And then this pi/2 will be treated as a superscript. For superscript we use hat, but now because it's a fraction, so we have to put curly brackets because there is pi and there is 2. So in pi/2 is a fraction, so we start the fraction symbol, and then fraction has two components, numerator and denominator. In the numerator we type pi. So pi you can find here, pi is \pi, pi. It must be somewhere here, but the symbol for pi is \pi. And in the denominator we can type just 2. So this is pi/2. So integral means this integral underscore 0 hat pi/2, and then besides this we can have, just check on this parenthesis like this that you are not putting anything extra. Just you can go through these parentheses and check that one yellow and one green if you are using WinEdit, otherwise in your editor whatever is the color. And then we can put sin x dx equals 2. If you want to put anything here, for example if you want to explain anything, so what you can do, a little bit space, and then you can put \tag and then curly brackets. So whatever you want to write, here. So you can write like this is a tag. I just showed it here, but you can use with any of the formulas. Now if I compile this, now we have this formula 0 to pi/2 sin x dx equals 2 and your tag. Now the next formula is multifunction value. So as I written here, uses case environment. So there is an environment called case environment which we will be using here. So just like we use ampersand to separate two entries in a row in a tabular format, so we will be doing the same thing. First value comma, then ampersand sign, and this we will be writing this as a text. So for writing text we will be using text command, and inside the text if there is a math symbol, so we have to put the $sign equal like this whole as a text, but within that text just like this as we done here, within the text we have to put a math, so we will put $sign and we will put this statement. We can straight away write fx equals, and then now we write on the next line. You can write it if you want, so that we can understand that this is an environment. So begin cases, just like begin document or anything, any other environment, and we can write end cases, because these are the three cases of a function value. So now what is the first value? The first value is minus x3, x raised to the power 3. So minus x raised to the power 3. So this is the first value. Then we have to put a comma. So we put comma, and then we have to put an ampersand sign. And now after this we have to put this whole as a text. So for that we use a command text, T-E-X-T. So this command is available to us, and then we put a pair of curly brackets. So this tells LaTeX that now you are putting some text in this environment, and within the text there is if as a text, if, and now there is a mathematical statement, x is less than minus 5. So for that we have to put $2 and x for less than, like this, less than minus 5, and then we have to put a semicolon. So you put semicolon, whether inside the $, or you can put outside the $, doesn't matter. You can put semicolon, and now this is your first line, ends. So you put backslash, so that first line ends. So this is your first case, okay? So now the second case is theta plus 2x. So you can find out theta somewhere here as well, like this is theta, but the symbol for theta is, if you press on this theta, it will enter this symbol of theta, backslash theta, but you can type backslash theta, doesn't matter. Theta plus 2x plus 2x. So this is your second value, then a comma, and then an ampersand sign, then backslash text, because now you are writing text, and because there are more than one letters, then we have to put curly brackets, and now we say if, and now again mathematics. So mathematics should be in $, and we say minus 5 and less than equal. So less than equal, we have learned that LEQ, backslash LEQ, less than equals x, then LEQ again, backslash LEQ, and this, there is a space, there should be a space here, so that, and you can see the color changes, because this is the color for command, and then 0, and then we close the $, and then after $, we put the semicolon. Easy to readable, understand. Now double backslash to enter a line. And now the third case, x raised to the power 4. So x had 4, then a comma, then an ampersand sign, then backslash text, and then within this bracket we have to write just otherwise. So no mathematics here, so we don't have to put any $. And now if I compile this, our cases are perfectly built. So you can write as many cases, 3, 4, 5, doesn't matter. You still have to use just one line for every case. So these were some of the most commonly used formulas, and now in the next video we will be using these equation environments, math environments for writing equations.